Good evening once again from our NBC News headquarters here in New York, day 1056 of the Trump administration. Moments ago, the House Judiciary Committee adjourned after working late tonight. Not quite the midnight oil, but close. A 4-hour session that will now hold over and continue in the morning, debating the wording of the articles of impeachment as Donald Trump becomes the first American president to face impeachment in his first term in office. House Democrats laid out the articles over 9 pages, charging that Trump, quote, abused the powers of the presidency and interposed the powers of the presidency against the lawful subpoenas of the House of Representatives, another way of saying obstruction of Congress. Tonight, in a sharply partisan session, committee members challenged one another over the Democrats' charges against the president and the assertions that our president has put our 2020 election and our nation's security at risk.
If the president can first abuse his power and then stonewall all congressional requests for information, Congress cannot fulfill its duty to act as a check and balance against the executive, and the president becomes a dictator.
The big lie that we're hearing perpetrated tonight is one, the end justifies the means. The lie is that the sham impeachment is okay because the threat is so real and so urgent and so imminent.
It's not just because they don't like the president. They don't like us. They don't like the 63 million people who voted for this president. All of us in flyover country, all of us common folk in Ohio, Wisconsin, Tennessee, and Texas, they don't like us.
The framers were so concerned about a president abusing his power that they gave us the power of impeachment. George Washington was particularly concerned about unprincipled men finding their way into the White House. Well, those times have found us, and we only have one option, and that's to hold this president accountable.
The vote by the committee, most likely party line, of course, expected tomorrow. That would hand the matter on to the full House. That would make a Senate trial in January almost certain. One of the issues driving this committee vote before the weekend, by the way, a large congressional delegation headed to Europe on Thursday afternoon to mark the 75th anniversary of the Battle of the Bulge. Tonight, Politico and the Washington Post reporting that House Democrats may see some defections on an impeachment vote. There are already 2 that we know of, and this is new. The Washington Post also reporting the White House Budget Office is now offering a new explanation for withholding that military aid to Ukraine. Yes, the Budget Office, quote, asserts in a new legal memo that it withheld military aid to Ukraine as a temporary move to study whether the spending complied with U.S. policy and not as a political effort to block Congress's spending decisions. The office first began reassessing whether to release the aid on June 19, the day President Trump learned of the aid from an article in the Washington Examiner and questioned the wisdom of the spending. Meanwhile, Bloomberg News reporting that Republican senators are looking at a short impeachment trial. Quote, Senator Ron Johnson, Wisconsin Republican, said a growing number of the Senate's 53 GOP members want to simply let House Democrats make their case to impeach the president, then hear a rebuttal from Trump's team before moving immediately to a vote on the articles of impeachment. Tonight, Senate Judiciary Chairman Lindsey Graham echoed those same sentiments.
Everybody's dying to hear from Joe Biden and Hunter Biden and prove that there was corruption on their part and to get shifty shift and all that good stuff. I'm really worried about where this would take the country. Here's what I think is best for the country, that we listen to the House's case based on the evidence they used to impeach if they do, that we not build upon that record. We let the president give his side of the story of why it's not impeachable. Then I think we should vote and end it.
But appearing on this network tonight, Democratic Senator Jon Tester of Montana had this warning for his Republican colleagues.
I think if folks want to turn this trial into a carnival, I think there will be hell to pay for that at the ballot box. I think people expect an honest and fair trial and depoliticize it as much as possible. And I will tell you that is very difficult after watching the House for a bit this evening. But the bottom line is that I think the American people expect our government to work.
Hey there, I'm Chris Hayes from MSNBC. Thanks for watching MSNBC on YouTube. If you want to keep up to date with the videos we're putting out, you can click subscribe just below me or click over on this list to see lots of other great videos.